Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. That works. Okay. Let me just do another check. Turn off my music. There you go. Okay, cool. I think we are good to go. All right. Well, Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you guys if you're tuning in. This should be a pretty interesting live stream. This is something I do every year, probably for only the last 3 or 4 years. So needed to get it done. It's a good way to keep myself accountable to the different goals I set for myself and just kind of see how I did for the year end. And then always good to create some content out of it, right? I see Carrie's in the house. Thanks for tuning in, Carrie. Happy New Year to you. So a quick recap of what I do is before the beginning of every year, I usually create kind of this list of goals that I have for myself for what I want to accomplish in the new year. And the framework for the goals are always around the 4 pillars of what makes a good life. And it came from a podcast that I read or listened to probably like when I first started 4 years or 3 years ago. And it was about 1, like your career and your finance and all the goals along with that. 2, the different experiences, which I also group with travel in there, the different experiences that you want in life. 3, your physical health to make sure your body is intact as we age. And then the last one is really your mental health, happiness, well-being, which I also break specifically into another section for relationships. So this is how I organize my life, or rather my goals, to make sure I hit all of these as much as I can. So that's kind of the framework, and I haven't looked at this that much in 2023. Lots to say about that, but let's jump into it. I think I probably peeked at it 2 or 3 times throughout the year, but here goes. We're just gonna go in and see what we find. Okay. So I almost always start with career and finance just because that's probably a big part of my identity and it's an easy thing to start with. It gets me excited for what to think about in the new year. And so a couple of vanity metrics here. I'm not a huge fan of the different subscribers and followers and things. It's just a way to a process measure, it's a way to keep track to see where you're headed. So the first thing is 8,500, and I did break it down. I don't think I hit any of these by a long shot. Let me see. If I go to my YouTube channel right now, I have 7.17K. Okay, so I did hit the first one. Passed at 7.17K subs by 2024. So all the rest of these kind of failed. And I understand why. I haven't been creating content. It was a big goal of mine in 2023. And I know in 2024, I know I'm going to focus on that a bit more. Kevin's in the house. What's up, Kevin? Relationship goals 2024. Relationships are definitely on the bottom. We're gonna get to that. Not by choices on the bottom. It's just coincidental. ABB is a good choice too. If you guys don't know what ABB is, I'm assuming Kevin's referring to Asian baby boy, which is always a good option. All right. Next is LinkedIn followers. Another vanity metric. I don't think I also hit any of these. I think I was a little ambitious, which I don't think is a bad thing. You want to kind of push your limits if you can. So I'm looking at my LinkedIn right now. I have 11,946. So did not hit any of them. Oops. Let me do this. As of 2020. Jan 2024, 11,926. So these were unfortunately also a fail. That's okay. I think the original intent of this was really, there was a lot of momentum that I was getting because I was active, I was posting. I just came out of the Creator Accelerator program. And I know that a lot of my colleagues definitely took advantage and doubled down on LinkedIn. They were creating content, they were reacting to other people because, it's not just about creating, it's also about interacting with others, putting a lot of valuable content out there. And I was not doing any of that, unfortunately. I'm gonna definitely focus on LinkedIn. I almost look at LinkedIn and YouTube very similarly nowadays. Both are creating content, and the idea is to create valuable content that benefits your audience. So that's okay. I didn't, I'll do it up here. So didn't get this one. Did not get this one. Failed. Okay, so the next couple ones I think I'm a little bit more excited about. I did hit some of the other ones, which I'm pretty excited. This one was a big one. So one of the goals coming out of 2022, or at the tail end of 2022, if you guys watched some of my videos, you saw I had a pretty big video about data science and the impact that it had on myself. And so I really wanted a goal for me to really understand how to do machine learning, how to build these type of models using Python, and really dive a bit deeper into this. And a big part of that trajectory was going through the biomedical informatics certificate program from Stanford. And I learned an amazing amount from that. There's a couple other things that folks pointed me to that I'll chat about here. So this one I did do because pretty easy. It's a course. So you do a course, there's a start and end date. One of the best courses I've taken, it's the biomedical data modeling course, modeling biomedical systems or something like that. Great course. Mark Musin teaches it. He's an amazing physician scientist that everyone should learn from. This one I think is the free one. Yeah, this is the free one. So if you're interested in learning Python for free, Google has a course. This is actually, I can share this real quick so you can see. Very basic. I think it was really cool. Basics of Python, and it was on my list. One of my mentors recommended this to me, and he was saying it's a good way to dive deeper into the foundations of Python. I did maybe like 1 week of this and I stopped. I was overwhelmed with the amount of work that I was doing at Stanford. So unfortunately that one failed, but anyways, did not get through that one. There was an internal course after that, which he recommended me take. I did not get to this one either because this was supposed to be after the free one that was publicly available. And that's okay. I actually spent some time doing the Python. Oh, the next one, this one. I didn't complete it, but I think I got about 66% completed. And I think I took away what I needed to take away. So maybe I'll say this is a success in the sense that I did learn a decent amount. And I'm able to navigate Python relatively well nowadays. Carrie says failing is okay. Thanks for the support, Carrie. I think sometimes like you have a lot of failures and it just kind of hits you. I think I've kind of embraced some of the failures that I've had, so I think it's okay. But thanks for the words. Kevin says, after you go through this, I'm curious about how you plan on planning next year's goals. Yeah, I was wondering if I should have done this in this live stream or maybe do another one. I have some pretty big things that I want to talk about for 2024 just because there's so much going on. And I don't know if you're doing a live stream, Kevin, about your goals. It'll be interesting to see your process as well. If you guys don't follow Kevin, you should follow Kevin. I usually take a lot of inspiration and ideas from his live streams. Okay. This was actually the part where I stopped on the Python course. I finished the whole course, but the last piece was really completing a machine learning project. It was like web scraping and some financial app. I've built a lot of apps throughout the years, the last few months. So I think I failed in this one, but in concepts, I passed because I ended up, I can actually write it in. I can show you guys too. So created multiple web apps using Python. And I got much more comfortable as I learned a lot more skills about how do you write basic Python code, how do you deploy functions, how do you turn it into a web app using Streamlit, which is actually a very simple way of doing it, but nonetheless, turning it into a web app. And I did multiple of those, and it really helped increase my confidence and knowledge of how to do that. And if you're curious, let me show you. Some of the web apps that I built is on this app up here. So I built one on pharmacogenomics, pulling the CPIC APIs. This is, let me just, over there. There's an AI one too, which is pretty cool. If you don't use it after a while, it kind of like turns down. So this is the CPIC one. Here, let me come back to that one. This is the one I just built just last week, which was pretty cool. Like this is a one that was so exciting to me. Basically, I do Restaurant Week every year, and then I reconcile what's on the Michelin list against the Restaurant Week in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. So you can see it right here. But as an Asian, I'm always like big into my value. So I'm like, okay, I want to go to the restaurants on the Michelin list that are, I want to know which restaurants are participating in Restaurant Week and which one of those are from, have a ranking in the Michelin guide. So in this case, I have a filter here. Oh, not no, say yes. And I know very quickly which of those restaurants from that list is participating. And then I can sort by if they have Bib Gourmand or 1 star, there's none that are 2 stars, and I can make a selection on the restaurants I want to go there. What's also cool about this is that this is the first time I outsourced some of the work. So I had my girlfriend and some of my other friends help curate the data that was used in this spreadsheet. And I just took that spreadsheet and uploaded it. And then my program would just parse the data and create this web app from it. So I didn't do as much of the data creation as others. So it was really cool to kind of scale that. But what was really also fun was this second thing, which took way longer than I expected. This probably took like 4 or 5 hours to build, which is based on the filtered lists, it will display where it's located. So I thought that was really cool. So if I did like, say, all awards, you can see here's all the restaurants where they're located. You can do all, you can see all those located there. So this was really fun, but I probably dove too deep into this. There's the fire calculator web app that I also created. Seems like a lot of people like this one. This is just something that I do also all the time on how much money do I need to retire early. And I was like, hey, why don't I just create a web app for this and give other people the same access? So I'm not gonna go into this one. I'll talk about this specifically next time. I'll stop there on that. Go back and to the goals. So I think in terms of like creating projects with Python, I did a decent amount of those, and I'm pretty happy with how far I've progressed in terms of really learning Python. Carrie says, love to hear more about applying ML to pharmacy, especially in PGX. And then I thought DMV was department. Yeah, most people think DMV is that, so I always have to say the whole thing to make sure folks know what I'm referring to. Lots can be said about applying ML to pharmacy, Carrie. Maybe we can talk about that in a separate venue or maybe another video of some sort. Okay, so I think this one overall was a success. I'm pretty happy with this. And I guess I maybe should have mentioned, I did a lot of different projects in the Stanford classes where I was able to either predict whether a MRI, or not MRI, a CT scan or a mammogram had a malignant or benign tumor using machine learning algorithms. So that was pretty cool. And then another one was, what was it? I'm trying to think. Oh, I don't know if I ever shared it. It's a 3D, I'm going to butcher the thing. So let me just pull it up. That's maybe more relevant to the goal that I set, which is really using machine learning, not just building in Python. So this is another thing I did, which is cardiac 3D reconstruction. This is all publicly available, so you can see it. Basically, it's using 2D images, like 2 different views of the heart from ultrasound, recreating like a 3D model, because it's all just geometric shapes, recreating a 3D model of the left ventricle. And then based on the pictures, because it's like taking pictures of it both at the beginning or systole of heart pumping, and then diastole of the heart pumping, you can basically calculate the shape and then basically the ejection fraction from it. So I use that to predict ejection fraction using just images. That was pretty cool. So I did a decent amount of that. So I would say definitely this is a success. Another one is Decode 32. This was pretty fun to do. I finally got to this. I think it took like 1.5 years before I finally got around to doing this, but I did. I didn't do all the things here. I was hoping to do like, I don't know what this was or what the idea here was for it. But I didn't do any newsletter. Oh, I think I know what this is. So Decode 32, if you're not familiar with it, is something I launched, and it was supposed to be launched during my LinkedIn Creator Accelerator time, was finding a way to get hands-on experience to students. And that's something that I've always found as a gap when it comes to pharmacy informatics or just like informatics training in general, is there's not a lot of opportunities to really be hands-on with some of that. So this was really an attempt to do that. And so part of that was getting students these hands-on deliverables that they can then use and build up their experience through whether pharmacy school, through residency, or even individuals that are out that have graduated, to have some type of deliverable that they can share with either employers or just have certain experiences that they may not have. This was another one. This was to really help with their soft skills, to help coordinate, project manage, and in speaking, but did not get to that. This was something I didn't do. I didn't do through Decode 32, but I did through it recently, which I'll share in the future. More to come on this. I'm pretty excited about this. One of the things that I've always wanted to do is really, aside from these hands-on projects, is to get students connected with companies so they can have more internship opportunities. And I was able to do some of this officially this week. So technically not a 2024 goal, more of a 2020, not a 2023 goal. I hit it in 2024. But more or less, didn't get to these. It's okay. It's okay. That's what I tell myself. Okay. Let's see. So failed this. What I did do, and it's exciting and carries on here. So this is very cool, which is the Pharmacy Informatics Influencer Program. If you go over here, the idea was basically to have more individuals talk about pharmacy informatics on social media, and then also to take money to help fund their creator journey, if you will. So I spent some time and resources to really launch this. This was really cool. I had a lot of students, thanks to all the students that helped with this, give them the opportunity to put this together themselves, coordinate the project and what it looked like. And so this really was shouldered and built from the students that volunteered to help with this. And what was exciting, Carrie's one of them, she's here today. We had 3 individuals participate in the first Pharmacy Informatics Creator Accelerator program. over here, where they created content over that period of 6 weeks. So thanks again to Carrie, Tang, and Tiffany for participating. So that was a big success. I was very, very happy about that. And let me see. Oh, this is... I didn't meet with any legal team. I think that I just paid everyone. That was it. I didn't go through any. I need to figure out how to put down my taxes is the main thing. So I think maybe that's what it is. I didn't do that. I'll just have to figure out how to do that. This was a success, and I think we did launch in summer 2023. So that was good. That was good. Okay, cool. Kevin said, "Didn't you buy a home this year too?" I did. Yes. I don't know where I put maybe experiences. Yeah, I think I'll put that in experiences just because, like, yeah, let me put that in experiences. I forgot about that. That was a big thing this year. Let's see. Purchase my first home. It's like one of those milestones, you know. I think it slips my mind at times because my girlfriend Linda always talks about it all the time, which is it looks like I don't live in a place that's really mine because it's not really still moved in. A lot of things happened in the middle, especially towards the end of the year, where I was just so swamped with different things going on that pretty much everything got dropped. But yeah, thanks Kevin for reminding me of that. That was a cool milestone that I was very excited about. Okay, so was this one? I think I can put this one here because it's really this. It's almost like separate in a sense because I didn't do as much of those courses. What is this? Oh, this. Okay, so this is something different. I think this can turn into something else. This I'm creating a personal finance course. I kind of took some inspiration from Kevin on this one. I think he has a course on investing. I did not launch it. I probably got 10% through it. It's still in the works, and I don't know. We'll see what comes with that next year, because people always talk about sharing more finance content, because finance is one of the topics I love talking about, and more to come on that. This one I did not do, but I'm half excited and half disappointed because this, cross this out real quick, turned into, and Kevin, I have to thank Kevin for that, which is Kevin did a video where I don't remember if it was like 2 hours, 3 hours. I don't know. It was a very long video about everything he learned, and I think he was going to sell it or something. And basically, he said something along the lines of, if you give away a lot of value, a lot of that value also comes back. And, it's putting that goodwill out there. And so instead of doing this course, which I really wanted to do, I turned it into what is now Open Clin Tech. So if you're not familiar with Open Clin Tech, it is here, and it's exactly what it's meant to be, which is open, a lot of free stuff. You can go there and learn. Clin for a clinical audience, and tech is really to teach clinical people technical skills. So all this is available. It's just basically grouped in YouTube playlists, and then I'm creating another course that is much more typical, I guess. Has like sequences with assignments, which I can't do on YouTube playlists. So that largely, Kevin, I know Kevin's on here, but this was due to Kevin. I'm very happy about this. I think what's the disappointing part is that I didn't get as far as I'd like. I created some pieces of content that seems to be doing pretty well from there, but I haven't continued to do it. And this is one of the main focuses that I'll like in 2024. But big thanks to Kevin for that one, because I'm pretty happy with going this route versus creating primarily a paid course instead. Kevin said, hiring an executive VA. Oh, yeah. That's hard. Lots to say about that. I think just in short, I don't think I do a good job of delegating. I think I'd like to do a lot of stuff on my own. And a lot of my friends have VAs that do pretty well. And I need to look at that at some point. Kevin says, I'm launching Kick-Ass Investing as a free program. There you go. I think I heard you mention that too. It was my worst performing project, but maybe I can make some AdSense out of it. I thought it did pretty well. I guess I was wrong. Well, better than I did. But let's see. There's so many ways to monetize affiliates, AdSense, and even brand sponsored deals. I think that's another route I want to go to, which is definitely AdSense, even though AdSense doesn't pay a lot. The brand sponsored deals, which actually, I wonder if I put that on here, which is, what's my financial goals? Oh, I can put this in here. So I think part of the financial goals here, and it's kind of related to Kevin's comment, which is I did want to generate side revenue from these different things, especially like the courses. And one of the things here was to set myself like a low target, 5,000. I don't remember, actually I can look it up right now. Here, I'll show you guys my disappointing YouTube analytics real quick. I feel like I'm so disappointed in my YouTube that I don't really ever go on my YouTube anymore. Even though this is being streamed on YouTube and other places. So let's see, what is the revenue? I have not looked at this yet. I feel like if I were to guess, I usually make like, I don't know, 20. It used to be higher and it just keeps plummeting every year. I want to say maybe like $500 in 2023. Ooh, okay, not that bad. A little higher than I expected. 866. I don't see any of this revenue, by the way. It goes straight to my business bank account, and then my business bank account is like, there's a net loss versus a net revenue because I have so many expenses and my YouTube keeps plummeting. So my YouTube was the main way of paying for a lot of these things. What was 2022? I think I did pretty well in 2020. Was it 2022? It might have been 2021. Oh yeah, I did way better in 2022. So it's a pretty big drop. So from 1,500 to like close to 900 in that case. 866. Okay, so I can add that in. So I'm just gonna round it to 900. Roughly 900 from YouTube in 2023. And then what was nice about this regarding like Kevin's comment is what got me thinking about it is I can't put my actual number. Let's just say I had less than 3,000 from sponsored deals in 2023. I didn't meet the goal, I don't believe. I made some courses because I do actually have one course. I don't think it's like significant, not enough, not even crossing like 500. So I think I failed in this one, and I brought in maybe total close to like just shy of $2,000. But sponsored deals, definitely something I'll be looking for in some of the new content I hope to create in 2024. This was a big fail. I wanted to do a newsletter. I like to write. This didn't work, but what has been working, I guess, I think I did a decent job, which is, do I have it in here? I don't think I have it in here. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, I don't have it in here, but I did write monthly via LinkedIn newsletter, other mediums. I did write a decent amount this year. Maybe I'll consider that a success in this case. I didn't create a newsletter. I guess it's kind of different. Because I wanted to create one through my website. A big part of the goal in 2023 really was to try to drive folks to my website a bit more. And that's where this came from. But my newsletter did pretty well. Like if I look at my newsletter, I think, let's see, here it is. This is my newsletter on LinkedIn. Everything I post here, usually I go and put it, I put it in my other venues like Medium, my personal blog, Substack, different things like that. And this one does pretty well. I don't know if there's analytics on here. I don't think there is. Oh, there is. Let's see, past 365. I have never looked at the metrics for this. And I think this might be relatively new, the metrics on here. So it's decent. I think the LinkedIn newsletter does pretty well. I think that helps with like the positive feedback to just like keep contributing. 95 impressions. I don't really know how to interpret this. Article views. Oh, maybe I look at new subscribers. That's what I want to look at. Kind of see the growth of how that's doing. Oh, here we go. So 2,300. That's pretty good. Like that's like what is that like 33% increase? Which is not bad. Yeah, so I do write a decent amount. And if you look through here, how do you go back to here? Where's my newsletter? Here it is. I wrote a decent amount. I didn't write every month. The goal was to write every month. I did write some on my personal one. There was one that I wrote. Let me just like do a quick selfish plug here. I did write one that, I did post it on LinkedIn. I just wasn't under that newsletter. This one, some of my travel ones do pretty well. If you haven't read this one, I love, traveling different places and talking about like the logistics, because like you can really make traveling cheap if you really wanted to, and that's what I try to aim for. But this one I spent a decent amount of time with, sharing different pictures that I took of the places where I visited. This was a really fun blog to write. Anyways, let me get back to it. Let me go back to here, and then Kevin says, I meant you should have your sponsor your course. Oh, that's interesting. And so you can get it out quicker. Huh. I don't think I've ever thought about that. That's a pretty good idea. Thanks for that. I'll look into that. Kevin also says, maybe a cool thing to document are unexpected tangential wins. Huh. That'd be nice. Let me actually do that in a separate one then, because unexpected tangential wins. Yeah, things that I just didn't expect. A lot of things happened this year that I really didn't expect. There we go. Okay. We'll probably come through some of these as people make comments. Syed is looking for connections, and then Carrie says, how does newsletter different from posts? That's a good question, Carrie. I know that Haley, who's my creator manager on LinkedIn, mentioned that there is a lot of interest in newsletters. And so my suspicion with that is the algorithm with LinkedIn promotes newsletters a lot higher over other things, which would be things like posts. So I think there's a high encouragement from those, from creators on LinkedIn to create newsletters. And I know healthcare people are pretty high on the list of priorities as well. So I think if it's a newsletter and it's a healthcare individual, that they would promote it even higher. So that's the main thing. Okay. So financial goals, this worked. That's fine. Travel experiences. So I traveled a lot this year. It was both exhausting and kind of fun. I didn't get to a lot of these. I think every year I really want to go to some of these places. I didn't go here. I might try to go to Scotland this year though, so that might be fun. I'm planning that. That's in the works, and then maybe at the same time hit up Ireland. Did not do that. I did do this. So 3 different countries in 2023. If you guys didn't know, I think I posted about it. Is that I was at? Is it not here? Oh, this wasn't even the thing. This is what I had planned out, but I didn't realize I was actually going to go. So I didn't go to Seville. I didn't go to Montserrat. I went to Lisbon in Portugal. I didn't visit Stairway to Heaven. Oops. What I did on this trip was also, I'm going to misspell this, Marrakesh in Morocco. I'm butchering the name. Let me just look it up. Morocco. Morr. Okay, Marrakesh, Morocco, and where's the other place I went? Marrakesh, Lisbon, and Seville. I did go to Seville. Okay, I did. That was fun. That was like a 10-day trip. So I did Lisbon solo, Seville with some friends, and Marrakesh with some friends as well. The thing about Marrakesh did not go as planned. Very, very grateful because that's where the earthquake happened when we were there, right in the city. Thankfully, we survived. This was the earthquake. It was pretty bad. Like we were there, like we're all in the same area. And that was very scary. If I look into here, the main, I'm assuming, is this the epicenter? Something like that. Where's Marrakesh? Marrakesh. Oh, here it is. No, wait, this doesn't look right. Let me see if there's another one. Oh, here, let me do this one. Oh, yeah. So this is like the epicenter. Marrakesh is over here. And like we're right there, and it collapsed because like a lot of the building infrastructure is pretty old there. A lot of the buildings collapsed, and then we were leaving that area right when the earthquake was happening, and we got to a place where the infrastructure was a little bit more newer. Our hotel was like collapsing. We couldn't go into the hotel. It was like such a crazy experience. But the main takeaway from that is like really, you never know when your last day is around, and we're all very lucky that we made it out alive in that one. And then let's see. Carrie says Scotland and Edinburgh are awesome. Have you been, Carrie? That'd be pretty awesome to visit. If you have any tips, definitely let me know. Kevin says Scotland was super cold during winter. You know, so I was telling someone I wanted to go to Scotland, and they're like, probably not right now because it's really cold. But yeah, I forgot, Kevin, you went to Scotland before. If you got any tips, let me know. Lisbon is the crypto capital. I did not know that. Lisbon was a pain on my feet because it is very hilly. I think they call it like the city of 7 hills or something. Like it's like giant ass hills that you have to like walk up. And then Barbara says, "Hey, yeah, okay." Dubai, did not go here. I know a few of my friends visited Dubai, I think during the pandemic, and they really wanted me to go to Dubai. I didn't end up doing that. Domestic, I don't know if I visit all these. So I didn't visit any of these. I have these like every year and I don't visit. Didn't do this one. I did do this one. This was nice. Did not do Asheville. Did not do this. I did go to Boston. Did not go to Omaha. I did go to Tampa. Why did I cross this out? Hawaii. Did not go to Hawaii. Did I go to Utah? I don't remember. I did go to New York. A better way to look at this though is I have, let me go over here. Let's see, bucket lists. I have like this. Where is it? Oh, here. I have this travel. I did do a lot of traveling in 2023. Again, it was like, very exhausting. So every month I pretty much went somewhere. Tampa. I did go to Salt Lake. I forgot I went to Salt Lake. Why did I go to Salt Lake? I actually don't remember. Tampa, Dallas. Oh, Dallas. I forgot I went to Dallas. Dallas was fun. Salt Lake, Tampa, Durham, Boston, Tampa, New York, Seattle, and Vancouver, and Richmond. And by the way, first time in Richmond, the most amazing Chinese food I've had anywhere. It was so good. I gained a lot of weight during that trip, but it was really, really good. September was Orange, which is like next to Shenandoah. This is when I did my Lisbon, Marrakesh, and Seville trip in September. I did Gainesville in October. Tampa. This was a pretty tiring week. I was pretty much living out of a suitcase because I was never home in the month of October. A lot of this was family, and I was there for a lot of family events, especially going back to Tampa. Did Shenandoah, Old Rag, if you're familiar with the area. It was a pretty fun hike with a bunch of good friends. November, went back to Tampa. There's a lot of Tampa. There's actually a lot more Tampa that's not listed, but lots of Tampa. Tampa for Thanksgiving. Why is this in November? This should be in December. It's weird. Yeah, so I did Tampa, LA, and Anaheim for ASHP mid-year, Tampa, Leesburg, and then this was pretty fun. This was the road trip, and I can show that real quick. So I did pretty well in the travel aspects for 2023, at least domestically. Maybe some international too. This was my road trip that I just did. It was pretty fun. Basically, drove from Virginia down to South Carolina, North Carolina, Atlanta, down to Tampa, then going back up to Orlando, Jacksonville, Savannah, Charleston, Raleigh. Very, very fun. Got to eat a lot of Southern food. Charleston and Savannah, if you guys haven't ever been, it was like a pretty fun city. And we ended up, what was fun about this trip is like, even though I have a schedule, it's flexible. So we actually either added or removed a day, mostly added, because we like the city and we're like, hey, we'll just book a night here and just stay the night and then explore more. So it was pretty fun. Okay, going back to this. So travel was good. I think travel overall was a success. I think I had a lot of fun with that. Let me see. Going back to here. Travel. So I will say domestic travel was a success. I think for visiting like 3 countries I did. If you count Canada too. I don't usually count Canada because it's like so close. But I think for the most part, it was a success for travel. Kevin said, thanks for not visiting Vegas. Yeah, man, I am coming to visit. Maybe this 2024. Let's do it. 2024. I'm gonna go to the Line Club or something, whatever. Kevin says, in LA, we could reminisce going out to K-Town. Oh yeah. I was in LA too. It would have been cool because I went through some of the old. I was in K-Town for a bit and just walking through some of those old neighborhoods. Barbara said, how's your day going? Day's going great. Just recapping 2023 goals. And Barbara says, do you stream daily? I do not. I stream usually once a month. Kevin says, Toronto has some lit Cantonese food too. I went to Markham in Toronto. I visited Toronto 3 times in 2022. Markham had some amazing Chinese food. I would definitely go back. Probably go back in 2024 again. So this one was pretty fun just because we have access to all the different Google offices. I was trying to hit up as much of them. I really want to go to the San Fran offices. I didn't get to this. I'm going to try to hit the London office this year. There was an office in Lisbon. I didn't go. That was very sad. Didn't go to the one in Asia. I did go to one in Toronto. Did not go to Waterloo. I've been to a couple in New York. This was pretty fun. I did the Chelsea office. I did the Hudson office. I think those are the main two. There's one more that I didn't get to go to, but I did those two offices. And I think there's like a ninth or eighth app. Those are pretty fun. Those are like gigantic offices. Seattle, I did multiple offices. I think I did Kirkland. I did South Lake Union. And then I don't remember if I did another one. But I did do a lot of other ones too. So let me see. I did the Boston one, Toronto. There's like 4 offices in Toronto. Oh, I didn't have it here. Boston. I did Dallas. Yeah, I did Dallas office. I think I hit this goal. I don't remember because we get a badge when we hit certain number of offices, and I'm currently at like 13 offices. So I'm not going to list them all out. I'll just say a success at 13 offices. We'll do that. National parks, did not get to any of these. That was very sad. The only national park I did this Shenandoah, was Shenandoah, which was pretty okay. I did feel like living in this area, it's been on my list for a long time. So, I mean, I would have liked to have done more this year. A lot of things happened. That's okay. More to come on national parks. This was a nice success. Travel timeline. Let me go back here. I don't need that. Carrie says, if you visit San Fran, I always forget that you're in San Fran, Carrie. I'll definitely let you know. San Fran is always on my list. Hopefully I can go this year. I have a lot of family in San Fran, so I'll definitely let you know. Kevin says, which Google office has the best food? Oh, that's a good question. I think Boston has always been the top. I've been to the Boston office. There's 2 in Boston. One is in like downtown and one's in Cambridge. The Cambridge office is amazing. It's like a giant cafeteria and there's like 2 or 3 floors. And that's always been the best food. Otherwise, New York office has like some of the best eggs that I've had. But Boston, I think most people say is pretty good. You'd think it'd be like in Cali, but I feel like a lot of the Cali folks say the food over there is just kind of like meh. You should do a tier ranking YouTube videos on Google Office. That might not be a bad idea. I might consider that. I know like it's a pretty hot topic. A lot of people talk about like which ones to visit. But I will consider that. All right, moving on. We're almost towards the end here. Most of these I feel like are going to be a little disappointing. So gym did not happen. 225 bench, by the way, it's always on my list if you've ever watched some of these older videos. This has been my goal since high school, and the closest I've ever gotten was 205, but that was in college. And I think a big part of it, especially recognizing it this year, having aging family members, and seeing what the drawbacks are, that we really should be prioritizing our physical health as much as we can. And I've already started 2024, which I'm sure everyone has started 2024 like this, doing more of, drinking water, sleeping an adequate amount, getting your physical exercise in. So I'm doing that right now. Minimum 6-7 hours of sleep. What's nice about a lot of these digital health apps nowadays is like you have a sleep tracker, So let me see. I'm pretty sure I did not hit this, but I have a sleep tracker, which I use mainly for my Apple Watch. And I wonder if it does a whole year. No. I'll do 6 months. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. How did I sleep so much? Really? That's very interesting. So it says it doesn't go back a year, but goes back 6 months. I sleep on average. That is crazy. Okay, well, 8 hours. Okay, I hit the goal. Day in last 6 months. I know that in the last like Q4, especially of the year, I was looking at that. It was like 6. Yeah, if I look back like last month, it was like 6.5 hours. A lot of it was like 6 hours because just a lot of stuff was going on. But hey, average, not bad. I'm actually pretty excited about that. Run often, consistently. I started to track and look at how much I've been running and try to like kind of beat my run goals just to run more. Run 52 miles. I don't know if I have that tracked here. And what's hard about this is I usually do Nike app, but I started to do Orange Theory this year. Let me see. Do I have a run thing? I think there would be a run thing here. Let's see. Activity. I feel like it doesn't. Walking plus running distance. I'm not going to be able to track this. Flights climbed. Year. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to track this just because daily average. Huh. What is the goal here? 52 miles. So maybe I'll just use this because what I guess Apple Health does include the Orange Theory. Orange Theory is not so much about distance. And it says here I ran 1.8 miles a day on average. Some days more, some days less. So 1.8. That seems kind of high. It seems very high. It might have been, yeah, I don't know. That seems a little off actually. 1.5. I'm pretty sure I wasn't doing that much. That's like 657 miles in a year. I don't know if I hit this, and I need to figure out a better way of measuring this. So not sure. I'll figure out a better way of tracking this in 2024. Okay. I did do some running. It just wasn't one. What I did do is every single day I went for a 30-minute walk, and that was something I did pretty consistently. After work, to split up the day, I would go on a 30-minute walk, zone out, just kind of mentally recharge, and that was very helpful. 8 classes of a day. I think I failed this. Somewhat fail, half fail. I think I did well in the beginning, and then I kind of slipped. I did. Do I have it? Okay, hold on 1 second. I did, to help meet this goal, get something. This is the Hydrate Spark. I'm not sponsored. Get this year, which has so far helped track and get me to drink an adequate amount of water every day. So what it is, you drink water, and then the weight will decrease by a certain amount, and then you put it down flat somewhere, and after a few seconds it will sync with an app and then calculate how much water you drank, and it'll alert you. It lights up when you should be drinking. That has been very helpful, and I'm pretty sure for 2024 I will be hitting this goal, if not more. But I don't think I hit it for 2023. Kevin says maybe you'll get 5 year rank it wrong. I hope not. Kevin, health is number one priority. Is the ultimate productivity hack. Yes, 100%. I pulled a few all-nighters in 2023 and did other things that were just not great for my health, and productivity just was terrible. If Apple Watch only tracked HRV. What is HRV? HRV? Heart rate volume? That doesn't sound right. I don't know what HRV is. Makes me think of like antiretroviral therapy. Carrie says that's high tech. Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's so many digital health tech out there. I think it's extremely cool. My cousin's husband, Mac, showed me it, and I got one for my girlfriend too because we both don't drink enough water. But super cool. There's ways to track. Another thing I'm looking for is going to be like the rings. I know a lot of people are talking about smart rings, and it's rumored that Apple is coming up with some smart rings to be released in end of 2024 or 2025. But it's really cool to track your data. And then for those in informatics, a lot of this is like your real world data and real world evidence. So it's super cool. All right. Carrie says, wonder if we can use it for heart failure or renal patients on fluid monitor. I think that's part of the goal. I think that's what's so exciting about these digital health apps is because like measuring data that we don't normally get outside of the hospital, clinic, or any healthcare setting, and really figuring out how all of this other data plays into your health. So yeah, I think that's a great use of it, and a great way to measure those kind of things. We just need to figure out how does real world data turn into real world evidence and how we can use that as part of care. Heart rate variability, and yes, I need to share that's a TMI, Kevin. TMI. Gary says, you did a lot already, Brian. Put us a lot. No. I think like when all of us like sit down and like take time to track the things and talk about the things we've done, I think all of us have done a lot of things. And it's, it's a year. There's a decent amount of time. I think all of us just forget the things we do unless we sit down and intentionally think about it. Kevin says, I have Aura. Oh, cool. Aura. I was thinking about getting the Aura and have not because it's pretty pricey. And I've been holding out because I'm wondering if Apple releases a smartwatch, I feel like I would love to get that more. As much as I hate Apple, ever since I switched to the Mac and having some Mac integration in my life, it's been pretty amazing how everything connects. I have a Mac. I've always had an iPhone and it just connects. The watch connects. It's amazing. So I'm debating. Kevin says, maybe one day I'll ship off to my health insurance check on my insurance too. Kevin says, worth it, write it off. A lot of people have said really good things about Aura. I maybe I'll consider getting it. I'm just like wondering if I should get the Apple Watch, which I don't know if Kevin, you've considered the Apple Watch. I'm not the Apple Watch, the Apple Ring, if it comes out, and if you should wait for it. Okay, let's wrap this part up because we're hitting close to an hour. Mental health, happiness, and well-being. This has been on the list for a while, has not happened. There is one of the biggest salsa dance rooms, just like 20 minutes or 15 minutes away from me. The salsa room, TSR, if you guys like that kind of scene, you probably know about it. I'm gonna try for that in 2024. This is kind of related. If you've known me from like back in the day, I've always really loved dancing in all capacities, not just like you might think about like modern dancing or break dancing, something like that. But I did ballet for a whole year, and when I was in Utah, I don't know if folks knew that, but I did ballroom dancing when I was younger, a lot of modern dancing during college, and then just like different types of dances in general. So that's where this came from. I didn't do any, but dancing has always been a big part of my life that I'd love to get back into. I don't think I meditated a single day in 2023. So that was a definite fail. I'm going to try to incorporate that in 2024 once again. This did not happen. No tattoos. This is a goal that I fail every year, and that's been on my list for like 15 years. This is a pretty fun one. I don't know if you guys ever seen this. I think I've seen a lot of folks create these family documentaries in the sense that you go home one day for like one of the holidays and you just ask your parents or any other family member that you're really close to certain questions about their life. And I think it's really cool just because those are things and memories that you would really cherish. I didn't do it in 2023. I'm really going to try to do this in 2024. And it's super simple. All you do is sit down with them and have almost like a Q&A and ask them about things like, what do you wish you did more of or less of in your life? What is one thing you're most proud of, things like that. I think it's a beautiful thing. There's a lot of different videos of other people doing this, and I think this was really something that would be very valuable as we age. Oh, did I have this? Did I write this here? Was this on my list? Maybe it was. Okay. Didn't realize I actually had house as my goal, but it's on there. Cool. Books was good. I think I tried to keep on track of this. I didn't read this one all the way. I read that one. 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 No, I didn't finish reading that one. But I'm not going to track it. I probably had another 10 books on this list, which, good mention. When breath becomes air. I think this one really inspired. Is this? Let me make sure there's the right title of the book real quick. When breath becomes air. If you haven't read this was probably a book that defined 2023 for me. I read this so many times in 2023 that it was a huge game changer because of a lot of things that happened in my life. And it was also what sparked my recent blog. To philosophize is to learn to die. If you haven't read the book, I would definitely encourage it. This one was a big win. I read probably like 20 different books or more this year. All right, let's see. What's going on here? The tattoos that you... No, I didn't get the tramp stamp. It's on my list. I wanted to get that way back when, and it's coming. I was gonna get a butterfly on my back. Carrie says, dancing is fun and awesome. I love BTS Permission to Dance and New Jeans ETA. I'm not familiar with them. I know they're very popular. Kevin says it would be great to get some footage of our parents, grandparents. Yes. I actually have some where I recorded not videos, but like videos of me talking to them. And I feel like those are things that would be really nice as we look back on, and even like just for our own memories. I feel like those are really nice. Carrie says the Lean Startup is a great read. Yes, definitely agree. Kevin says that's the one with the doctor and end of life. I've had it on my shelf, but I'll read it today. And man, it is such a beautiful book. And I think one of the reasons why it's such a good book too is because he majored in English literature before pursuing medical training. And his goal early on was to be a writer down the road at some point. So it's so well written, such deep reflections, and I think it's really nice. All right. Contribute to maintaining and building community locally. I did decently well. I don't remember if I did, how many I did. I have a group that I created in Facebook to get everyone together so we can all like meet up, called DMV Socials. If you're in the area, you can look it up. DMV Socials is a Facebook group. I don't think I did any of these. A big part of it is just like being more intentional with your friends, we all get so busy in our lives that we forget about all the friends that we have, like the people that have showed up. And friendship is a two-way street. You got to make sure you give time for them. I didn't do this for a lot of different reasons that if you read through my other blogs and videos, big part is a lot of family things that happened this year. But it is going to be a huge focus in 2024. Visit grandma 6 times. This was a success. I am fairly certain it was probably more than double this amount. So I'm pretty happy with the amount of times I went back to visit. And I think that is it. I didn't know what to expect going through this, because sometimes I don't do a good job of just like going through and like thinking about what I set in terms of goals, which I should be. But I think at a quick glance, there's probably like a 50-50, maybe even more wins than failures on this list. I think I'm pretty happy with 2023. And we are at an hour, over an hour. So thank you guys for tuning in. Kevin says, I did a Cantonese Chinese popo. 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 That's pretty cool. Where did you do that, Kevin? I don't think I saw that piece of content. Maybe I'll look at it, maybe on your YouTube or something. That's really cool. Carrie says, thank you for sharing, Brian. So inspirational. Thank you guys for tuning in and being so engaged as well. Yeah, I am happy with how 2023 went along, and it's been a good year. Lots of downs, but a lot of downs that make you appreciate the highs when they do come. 2024 is exciting. I'll maybe be doing a similar thing where I just go through and start crafting the goals for 2024. There's a lot of things coming out, especially when it comes to like AI and stuff, that I hope to share. All right, that is it. Kevin said I didn't post it yet. It was in December. Yeah, definitely post it, Kevin. I'm really drawing on inspiration for those kind of things. Kevin says, great wrap up, man. Next year, you'll get that tramp stamp. Next year, 2024 it is. All right, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Special thanks to Kevin and Carrie for tuning in and being so engaged. I will see you guys next time. Peace. And